Hey, good afternoon. So yeah, today I'm recording a little bit later because well, I just had a lot of cleaning and stuff like that to get done today. So I didn't really have time, a whole lot of time this morning. And so because of that, I figured it wasn't really no point in recording outside like I normally do, but also like just a change of environment. My son's here, so yeah, probably just recording to myself in my room is the best thing. He's eating a snack right now. So he is a little bit occupied for a little bit. I cannot guarantee that you will not hear him in the background as he's non-verbally autistic, but he has so much to say still. Um, ooh, see, that's why I didn't use my stand. I didn't want y'all to see my crusty nails. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? What comes with that sometimes is raggedy looking nails. But I'm gonna get on it later on this evening. Probably while I'm watching a little TV or something. I don't know. I try to multitask instead of just sitting there watching TV, being non-productive. I try to paint my nails and my pedicure and stuff like that simultaneously. Anyway, good afternoon. This is Chelsea Lou, and you're tuned in to No Labels, where we keep it real and we talk about literally any and everything. So today I want to do a little storytelling. I was recently reminded of a chapter in my life when I was really grinding, trying to get my business off the ground. And I was still navigating life in the hood. Because as y'all are aware, I had endured a relationship where I was with the father of my son, and he ended up being on the first 48. Shortly before that, he was acting a little cuckoo toward me, even though he hadn't moved along with the old girl. And they lived down the street from me. So I had to start back over, even though I was renting to own that home and I was already 5 years in, making payments and whatnot. So I had to leave that home because he was getting a little creeper like, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, this after that. Back then, I was really just starting my business. I was booking a client or two per week. And, you know, to make men's eat? Gosh, dang it. Okay. I didn't want y'all to see my nails. I just said that. Anyways, yeah, I was trying to make ends meet. So I was also working at this corner store at the time, right? And let me tell you, that place was shady for real. I was fond of the owner, sort of. He was an Indian man from India. He was like super serious, like all the time, and he had his little guard up, you know. I like that about him. He was strict, but I also had a lot of compassion for him. And honestly, when he got a little mad, I sort of thought it was a little bit funny, you know what I'm saying? Not because I'm mean or anything, but like just because he was so serious about like everything. Like it was so hard for me to like get him to laugh and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Which I did try to do. You know what I'm saying? And he did. He would laugh eventually. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinks something's funny. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was in the military. So looking back, I'm realizing like he was traumatized. You know what I'm saying? He was very intense, and like in situations where it didn't even call for that level of intensity. But yeah, you know, I try to be respectful toward people's trauma, and I try to see them in, you know, an unbiased way until they're like, you know, bad toward me or whatever in any type of way, which I do confront. But anyways, I saw potential everywhere, both in myself and in that store. And I suggested things like putting a window AC because it did get super hot, especially in the summertime, as well as boosting cleanliness. Because, I suggested things like salad because the only thing that we sold at that store was fried chicken, which I did make. And I did make my area cleaner than what it originally was before I got there. But yeah, I suggested like offering healthier things like salad and options like that, and stuff like coffee because like a lot of people that bought stuff from that store were like they had addictions and whatnot. So like I thought coffee would be helpful in the morning time, like, you know. But yeah, I even tried to help him see that he could elevate the staff, and he did want to promote me as like management, but I was on the fence about that. My business was my main priority at the time, and I wanted it to be legit. I wanted fairness, honesty, and integrity, things that the store did not always practice, like giving out loans to people who didn't have the money. I could not get on board with that. I mean, I'll be real. Sometimes people came in struggling, like a little old lady, like digging far into her little pocketbook, and I'd have empathy. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I would have empathy for that. I might cover like a few cents myself to help her out, but I never let people cheat the system. One time I caught somebody claiming that they didn't have enough for a purchase. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they wanted like a stick. So I'm not gonna say what I thought, but I thought that it was possible that he was engaging in illegal activities due to what he pulled up in was like a Benz, you know what I'm saying, Mercedes, and it was very nice with like rims unnecessarily, and yeah, so like he ended up pulling out, not bad, but yeah, he ended up pulling out like a whole lot of hoodies, you know what I'm saying, wrapped up in a rubber band. So I was like, yeah, you definitely had that little 15 cent. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't let people get over on me during that time. You know what I'm saying? I was very um, like God has always given me discernment. You know what I'm saying? Side note, like God gave me a lot of discernment. You know what I'm saying? So I noticed this time of my life I was very firm, stern, and um prayerful. You know what I'm saying? Like making sure to stay on top of my Bible study and everything. I knew where I was at because I hadn't been there in a long time, since my childhood and whatnot. Where what I'm saying, I had to think. Whew, y'all, this is a side note. On top of my side note, one time, you know what I'm saying, like my mama moved us into the hood. It was like at the time it was known as like Park Chase apartments, and there was like multiple bad things happening. You know what I'm saying? People being unalived and other illegal activities. For some reason, she thought it might be a good idea to have Renaissance Center, you know what I'm saying, pull up and with this big flat screen TV that was like the size of the whole living room wall, and we were infested with multiple pests. Just put it like that. So I thought that was stupid anyways, because if you know anything about that, the pests is going to get all off in the the electronics, you know what I mean? So by the time you return it, that's embarrassing in itself, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, so she ordered, or not ordered that, she got that from Rent Center, and like, she would just be walking around the whole apartment complex, right? Just like barefooted and talking on the phone to whatever guy she was talking to. And just like she left the apartment unlocked. You know what I'm saying? She was walking all around the whole little neighborhood. And like there was two guys, I knew them, and they were like probably like 6 foot, 6 foot to 6'3" or whatever, both of them. And they was like trying to come in. Like I saw the doorknob move, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, dang. Like, so I signaled my little siblings or whatever. I signaled both of them and, told them to go up against the door with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? To block them from coming in. Well, these is two grown men. But luckily, because of my autism and my very good hearing, you know what I'm saying? I was able to pinpoint their voice and the tone of it and like who they were. So I said their names out loud, and I was like, so and so, is that you? And I heard one of them say, oh shit, like she know who we are. So that like distracted them for a second to where I was able to close the door all the way and lock it. And my mama, she came back. By the time she came back, she was like, why the did y'all have this door locked? Blah, blah, blah. I was just outside. And I was like, okay, whatever. But anyways, that's a side note. That God has always been with me discernment-wise. He's always directed me, like, what to do, even in my childhood. You know what I'm saying? He's always been with me. But anyways, this season at the corner store, going back, anyways, like I always say, it taught me a lot about honesty, integrity, and the reality of survival in low-income communities. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had been away from it for a while because I had a rent-to-own spot, North Tulsa, but it was like a little bit country and stuff like that. And I loved it because it had there was a couple horses, and I just love the scenery and the peacefulness and how my neighbors were kind of spread out. But like I said, I had to leave that environment and then go back into the hood as an adult. And I was like, but at the time when I was working there was this girl at the store, and she was like, I'm gonna just say complicated. Outwardly, very beautiful, dark chocolate skin complexion, very beautiful skin. But she would used to call me love. She'd be like, "Oh, hey, love," you know what I'm saying? But yeah, she didn't show no love. She showed sabotage and haterism. You know what I'm saying? So she for real came on to me like in very inappropriate ways at times. But like I said, I was very spiritually aware. And her actions were just opposite of loving. Like little things like turning the deep fryer up to the maximum level. And she's the only other person that had access to this deep fryer. And then like, I don't know why she burned the chicken. And I was like, so, yeah, looking back, it was very funny, but at the time it was very stressful. So I was like, I told her, you know what I'm saying, whenever I came to the store when she was, doing the cashier thing when it was not my shift, came to the store to buy something, and I was like, did you turn up the deep fryer? You know what I'm saying? You can tell me, like, even if you just did it so that I could stay on my P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? I always need to check the temperature, even though there's only 3 people with access to it, because the manager, evidently, he doesn't want me to set his store on fire on accident. So, and he also wants to leave somebody else besides him working, because he's trying to train people to take over his store. You know what I'm saying? Basically telling her in every single way possible that I knew it was her. And I was like, you really just helped me out. So I really appreciate that, because now I'll just be very, very cautious and careful and pay attention to every little detail. You know what I'm saying? Before I start doing my work. And she was like, "Oh, love, I would never do that." And I was like, "Okay, well, you have a good day." I'm not gonna tell y'all what I wanted to do. Anyway, that whole season of my life, working at that store, running my business, praying, keeping my focus, it taught me so much about resilience, poverty, and the struggle that people go through in low-income environments. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people from the outside looking in be like, "Oh, why don't they just get out of that if they don't want that kind of life?" You know what I'm saying? But like, for real, like, it's one thing to say that from long distance, you know what I'm saying? When you had everything that you needed growing up. But if you was born in that and you lived in that, it's like, it's basically trying to escape prison. You know what I'm saying? That was like my second prison that I ever been to. First was you know what I'm saying, my immediate family, then was with the father of my son, and then being in the hood again as a single parent and single mom. You know what I'm saying? When every other woman down the street, all down my block, they just was staying as a fake single mom or whatever, but they would low-key have like some random dude that was fresh out of prison staying with them. It was very scary, y'all. Very, very, very scary. Like, for real. I had domestic violence couple staying next door to me, fight up all night fighting. Like, even if I wanted to catch my Z's to try to get up and go to work and do everything that I was supposed to do the next morning, I couldn't do it, because all I could hear was them just yammering all night. Cops would come, ambulance, you know what I'm saying, helicopters all throughout the hood. Y'all don't know. I'm gonna need y'all to stop speaking on that. But anyway, it's not impossible, though. It's still not impossible. But yes, it takes like a person that is very spiritually grounded and disciplined to get out of that. So a little less judgment, please, on that. But yeah. Before that, I had already endured heavy things, but like I said, I had my own home that I had to leave. But yeah, going back into that world felt like going into a whole different type of prison. But here's what I learned. If anybody is going through that type of situation. And this is what I want to leave y'all with. You gotta stay focused. You gotta stay motivated and praying, whatever motivates you, anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Listen to your favorite YouTubers. Try to listen to people, any thing outside of your environment that you can. You know what I'm saying? And stay positive, stay praying, keep to yourself, and do not make friends that you can't trust. Another side note. At this specific time, I was just so distraught, you know what I'm saying, that I end up uh like I guess advertising for my business with a lady that lived across the street at the time, and she lived in a mansion. Well, she was the only one that had the mansion without the gate or whatever. So I called her daughter outside, you know what I'm saying, and told her like I have a cleaning business, blah blah blah. Long story short, I did end up cleaning for her a lot of times, but we really ended up friends. And she just said like, Chelsea, you're like a diamond in the rough. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the star of that whole little neighborhood across the street, because she knew where a lot of those people um lived alike and whatnot. But yeah, that environment is tough for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like those people come from just probably the most horrendous things that you can even possibly think of. And the circumstances, there's generational struggles, you know what I'm saying? But through all those things, it does not have to define you. You know what I'm saying? It don't. If you want to be and live in a different kind of way, you do not have to let those things define you. And also be kind, because you never know like who is dealing with those type of things. You know what I'm saying? You really don't. People could dress a certain way, act a certain way, you know what I'm saying? And you would never know what they go home to. But yeah, that's my story for the day. Um, I just want to encourage and motivate people who are going through like any type of circumstance that you don't have to let it define you, you know? And that's my story for the day. I've got a lot more stories to share. Some horror stories, some life lessons, but I hope this one gave you insight and inspiration for whatever circumstance or challenge that you might be currently facing. Because we all are. All of us are just going through something different. If we weren't, we wouldn't still be alive. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be the same exact thing, but like anything that you're facing currently, just stay creative. You know what I'm saying? And just keep building. Just keep building. Do not stop building. And yeah, no matter what, just keep pushing with even with haters on your left and on your right. You know what I'm saying? Like I had, keep pushing and just know that those people and their opinions, or anybody's opinion about your current situation, you know what I'm saying, they don't have to be the ones to personally experience it. They don't know how you got there. They don't know anything about you. So even if you have people hating on you to your left, to your right, you can always pray. You can always stay focused. You can always find inspiration and motivation somewhere. My vlog, for instance, you know what I'm saying? Listen to somebody else that's not in your same exact position, and maybe they have other blessings and a type of way of looking at your situation, and they can see a way out. You know what I'm saying? Listen to other people, learn from their experiences. You know what I'm saying? Positive people. And but yeah, I just love y'all. And I did have a Bible verse, but I forgot to write it down. What is it? I think it's in 2 Corinthians, and it's basically just talking about how, like God lets you go through certain things so that when you come out the other side of it, it's in 2 Corinthians. When you come out the other side of it, you can go back and help people. That I'll post it in the comment section down below. So if you actually want to know what actual verse it is, I'll type it down in the comment section below. But yes, just so you can come out of the other side of all the issues that you've experienced in life and all the wisdom that you've gained from that, at some point, you're going to have a testimony because of it. And you're going to be able to go back and help people, that are going through similar things with your wisdom and everything that life trains you with life experience. And each of those experiences are lessons so that you can go back and help other people experiencing similar things to you. But y'all, stay creative, stay cooking, and stay blessed. That's what I'm about to go do right now. I'm about to cook me some fried chicken. Howard's excited. He's happy as hell. But y'all have a lovely, lovely, wonderfully blessed day.